What's up, class? Back with another great no-mod shop class video. Check this out. So my re-roofing sanctuary video is the second most popular video on my channel with over 1.7 million views. But today I'll be going over an even better way to re-roof sanctuary using the ghost clipping glitch that I showed you in my last miscellaneous tips video. This is the best method of getting your sanctuary houses to look exactly like you want short of using mods. But before we get to that, I wanted to do two things. The first thing I wanted to do was thank you guys for all your kind and supportive messages on my 10-year anniversary video. If you haven't seen that yet, you'll get a nice surprise at the special guest star. Anyway, it's because of all of you that this channel has been going strong for a whole decade now. Although I wish I could have made YouTube my full-time job so I could bring you guys more videos per month, at least the Skooled Zone is still hanging in there despite no Fallout 5 yet. As long as you guys still watch the videos, I'll keep making them. And speaking of support, the second thing I wanted to do before we begin is give a shout out to my Patreon members. So let's head over here so I can do just that. As you know, I feature the names of my amazing Patreon supporters each month to give them thanks and acknowledgement for helping to keep Fallout 4 going on the Skooled Zone. And since I don't do advertiser segments within my videos, this is the best way to keep the channel alive. There are some amazing perks as well in addition to getting your name on the Wall of Fame. Take a look at the Patreon page and consider joining the Student Council. If you like what I do, this is honestly the best way to thank me for that. And it helps offset things like having to replace my capture card or my microphone, which I had to do a few months back. So give it a look and see what you can do. Every little bit helps. And if you don't feel like leaving YouTube, there's also a join button down below. All right, let's hop on the school bus and head over to Sanctuary for a little haunted reconstruction. Okay, so the first house we're going to tackle in Sanctuary is the one next door to the one I re-roofed in my original video. It's the second one on the left after the bridge. And I'll just be speeding up some of the repetitive actions during the video. Now, in my original video, I made the dimensions 5 tiles wide. It was supposed to be a California ranch style house. But a lot of viewers commented that it was too wide, so we'll shoot for 4 wide in this rendition. Now, you can use whatever materials you like, but I prefer the barn section for the walls and the warehouse section for the roofs. Now that you have the bulk of the roof built, you'll need a way to lift it into place with the pillar glitch. Tall, thin stairs work great, but you can also use pillars and pipe conduits as well. In this case, this particular scaffolding piece works even better than a pillar because it's tall and thin. Once you have your pillar glitch assembly in place, it's time to group select and enable the ghost clipping glitch. What you're going to need to do is walk your whole rig down to the far side of Sanctuary so you can essentially move it from one draw cell into another. The best place to start that process is this corner of the settlement boundary near the river. Get it as close to the boundary as you can and then reselect it. Then you're going to basically just walk it all the way to the opposite side of the settlement. I'll explain why it looks like we're walking backwards when we re-roof the next house. When you reach these hedges or maybe a bit past them, you should see your entire rig turn translucent. And that's the magic of the ghost glitch. You can now place anywhere. It wouldn't have been a bad idea to quick save down by the river because the only hard part is getting the alignment just right. If you mess it up, you got a lot of storing and rebuilding to do to start over. You don't just need to align the outside edges of the roof, but you also want to try and align the inside roof as well. All right, let's store these and take a look at how we did. Oh yeah, this side looks pretty much perfect. Now let's walk through the inside. Rock and roll. Now let's check around this other side. Not bad at all. Now if you wanted to, you could add one more tile length to cover the carport. Or you could subtract one tile length and shift the roof a bit if you wanted to keep the original carport. Either way, it's a massive improvement with virtually no effort. Now let's tackle one of the harder houses and you'll see where this glitch really shines. Okay, now we're going to take a look at why we were walking backwards in the last segment. Start off with one tile and pillar glitch it through the wall just enough to line up the edges with the wall perfectly. If you do this now with an easily manageable single floor tile, then you won't need to fuss with aligning the whole roof once that's built. So get the edges lined up perfectly now and it's going to make life a lot easier later. Once you have it perfectly aligned, you're going to stop using the right thumbstick to rotate whenever the roof parts are selected. Once you place it down, then you can go back to using the right thumbstick or whatever you use to rotate left and right. And now we can go back to building the roof out as we did before. This third house on the left has a tricky configuration if you want to cover all the janky parts. So that's why we're going back to a 5-wide design. Figuring out the perfect configuration took some effort, so pay close attention to how we piece this roof together. I won't talk much during this part so you can take mental notes. All that was so we could group select the midsection covering and not select the rest of the roof. Notice there was no touching of the right thumbstick during the lifting of that part, so it would stay aligned with the rest of the roof. Now we can just build out the rest of the roof normally. As you can see, this is the mess we're covering up. And you'll want to select the whole rig with the best viewing angle before you group select. Now we're going to carry it to the two far corners to trigger the ghosting glitch without using the right thumbstick. A little bit of awkward now will save you a lot of headache later. And now it's back to the far side of the settlement near those back bushes. And bingo, we have our ghost glitch. So what was all that walking backwards for? You still have to align it along 3 axes, but the angle's already taken care of. Technically, that's called the yaw rotation, but if you do this trick, that's one less headache you have to worry about. I'd say a good marker for the y-axis is this grayish lip around the house under the roof. Okay, let's take a look at how we did. We could build a back patio in this area.
Man, I could really use a cigarette.
Ceiling looks good.
My databanks are continuing to accumulate vast amounts of data regarding the Commonwealth.
Overall, looks pretty freaking awesome, especially with such little effort needed now with the discovery of the ghost clipping glitch, or just the ghost glitch for short. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe before you go. See you next time. Class dismissed.